Welcome to Azor, the Lawbringer, the Banhammer, the tough law. It's dumb. So our opening hand goes, man, I am really tempted to keep this hand, but if we do not get lucky with this brainstorm, we are dead in the water. Yeah, we need to mulligan. I liked it though. We'll keep on this one. I like the Detention Sphere, Snapcat. Yeah, we'll keep. I like it. We have some sort of way to kind of amplify our instant and sorcery to Talran. Let's go and put Mystic Confluence on the bottom for right now. That would be nice to have, but we needed some lands. We need to get some mana on the battlefield. But yes, welcome to Azor. Hurting a big rig? Call Azor. He's going to be the Banhammer for you. He's, I'll tell you about Jim Adler here in a second. Let's get down Flooded Strand, then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Azor, the Lawbringer. If you're injured by a big rig, call him. He'll fight for every single dollar that you want. Flying, whenever Azor enters the battlefield, each opponent can't cast instant or sorcery spells, and then during that player's next turn. And then whenever Azor attacks, you may pay Sphinx Revelation. If you do, you can be able to draw a bunch of cards and gain a bunch of life, which is always nice. Exactly what you want to be doing with Azor. In blue-white control. Let's go and crack Flooded Strand. Our opponent's off to a beautiful start with that Soul Ring and that Commander Sphere, so hopefully we can keep up. And maybe we can try to cash in that Detention Sphere on one of those, the fast mana. Do we want to grab Irrigated Farmland, Prairie Stream? Yeah, we're going to grab Irrigated Farmland, because that's going to come into play tapped regardless of when we draw it, so we definitely want to get that down. And at this point right now, we're going to get down Windswept Heath, and we're going to hope to hopefully catch something with Remand, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing against Muldrotha, the Gravetide, the Swamps of Dominaria. During each of your turns, you may play up to one permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard, and basically, you know, if that's keyword soup to your brain, you know, any sort of permanent, whether it's an artifact, whether it's a land, whether it's a creature, anything like that, as long as it's in the graveyard, Muldrotha's like, hey, I found this at the bottom of the swamp. Would you like to cast it? And you're like, yes, that sounds like a plan. Now, search for Azcanta. Yeah, I think we just cash in a Remand on that. I mean, they're going to be able to recast it again anyway, but we need to get some stuff moving on our side of the battlefield. And we could maybe counter Muldrotha, but we still have Path to Exile for Muldrotha, so I kind of like this. We want to be a little bit aggressive. And there we go, Worn Power Stone. That's kind of what we wanted to see, was some sort of way to get ahead on mana, so I'll definitely take that. If we wanted to, we could go for Detention Sphere, or we do draw on the delay. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be just enough mana to go for Muldrotha. And then if we're going for Path to Exile, then either way, that's going to be it. So yeah, let's go for Worn Power Stone, because that's going to kind of signal them the coast is clear to get down Muldrotha. Then we go for Path, and that kind of opens us up for getting down Talran and using like Detention Sphere. So hopefully we can kind of bounce back from that. But yes, we did cover both commanders. Do a little bit of more housekeeping. Let's give a shout out to MTGOTraders. If you're going to build your very own Banhammer, whatever that is, Brainstorm, Snapcaster, Detention Sphere, check out MTGOTraders for all of your commander needs, and check out inkedgaming.com. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order. That gives you a coupon for your order, and at the same time goes to support the channel, so it is a win-win for you. And let's say that you really enjoy my thumbnail and you want to use it as a personal desktop wallpaper for your home computer for personal use only. I do have a link down in the description below of the thumbnail. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit so it looks better as a wallpaper for your computer. So that way, if you want to check it out, it is down there. And then let's see what we draw into. Entreat the Angels. That's going to be, yeah, I think that's a good time to get some good. Yeah, that's perfectly fine for me at this point right now. That's going to give us a clock on the battlefield. Yeah, let's do it. All right, that's going to be. It's going to be 3 Angels. Yeah, I'll take that in a heartbeat. It's going to be double white, and then 1, 2, 3. I like it. And that's the fun thing about this deck, is that you can definitely set it up to where it's just a blue-white control, just sit back and try to control the board, but there's other times, ooh, opponent skipped through their turn, I think. Oh, no. No, that was the beginning of our turn. We simply passed the turn, so we tapped out 4. But yeah, that's the fun thing about this deck, is that you can get some really nice board states developed. And you can go beat sticks with the Angels sometimes. Sorry, my cat. Whenever I'm recording and she's asleep in her little bed, she wants to be picked up. She'll come over and rub against my leg, or she'll just stay in there and stare at me, kind of like, I text you, why didn't you text me back? And so that's what she was doing. She was staring at me, so I reached down to pick her up. But yeah, so we can at least start swinging in with the angel token, and especially with Whispering One, that will force us to sacrifice an angel. But at least at this point right now, we do have Path to Exile on Whispering One. I think that's going to be our best bet because we just don't want her for the rest of the game. And if we don't take care of her now, then our opponent can certainly keep bringing her back with Muldrotha. So this is going to be a good way for us to make sure that we keep Sheoldred off the battlefield. Get out of here, creepy lady. We don't want you. Don't want you on the battlefield. All right, so we're going to sacrifice one of our angel tokens, but it's going to be a really nice clock for us. I'll take that. Let's go and push in with angel. Ooh, drawn to return to dust, which is pretty good. That's going to be really devastating to our opponent. Let's push in with the double angel tokens. It's going to put them down to 22. And as far as high impact, search for Azcanta and Soul Ring, yeah, that's the 2-for-1 that dreams are made of. I'll do that in a heartbeat. Let's go Soul Ring, search for Azcanta. When you get a good 2-for-1 with Return to Dust, oh, it's like Slam Dunk and NBA Arcade on the NES, Super Nintendo. It just feels good. All right, so that's going to put our opponent in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to put them on straight up just tapping out for Muldrotha, and then we can go for Detention Sphere to kind of get rid of Muldrotha. But yeah, as far as Azor, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to record today, and then I logged into Arena, and my challenge was to cast 20 blue or white spells. So I was like, all right, so I threw together a quick little Azor deck on Arena, and it's fun playing control on Arena. I mean, because you don't play against a ton of like tier 1 decks if you're simply just grinding some matches, but there's a lot of back and forth, and so it just feels really good to get some good Azor action going, especially on Arena. All right, so our opponent's going to go for Ravenous Chupacabra. That will take care of our Angel token. And we've got ourselves a game now. Pull from Tomorrow for 3. I think that's worth it for the land drop. Let's push in for 4 with the Angel token. And thankfully, our opponent does not have the City's Blessing yet, so they cannot swing in with that 5/5. So let's push in with the Angel token. It's going to put them down to 18. Yeah, I'd like to hold on to Pull from Tomorrow, but we're not hitting our land drops, and we need to get that as quickly as possible. So, Pull from Tomorrow for 3. Not the best thing in the world we could be doing, but drawing 3 cards is definitely good. Mana Crypt, I'll take that. And then Aetherling. I guess Aetherling could be something. Yeah, I think I do like Aetherling. We can't use Mystic Confluence for card draw. What do we want to get rid of? We've got Snapcaster Path, which I definitely want to hold on to. So basically, it's going to get down to either we discard Talrand and we build up a token board state, or we go for Aetherling. With our opponent's life total down to 8, I kind of like Aetherling, so we're going to get rid of Talrand at this point. We don't need to necessarily get down Mana Crypt either. Yeah, that's fine. So that we can save a little bit of damage for next turn. And then next turn we can get down Mana Crypt. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll be 7 total mana. And hopefully we hit a blue source, because that'll put us in a position to where we can get down Aetherling and then pay that blue mana to leave up some exile effects. Or we can just straight up just go for Mystic Confluence of drawing 3 cards, which I think that sounds pretty good. I think we might end up doing that. But we're in a pretty good position. Detention Sphere, Snapcaster Path, that's pretty much what this deck wants to be doing. Now, as far as Azor the Lawbringer goes, as far as any new commander cards that we're going to add in here, let me get spoiler page pulled up. And we're not going to add Dovin in here. I might be adding emergency powers. I wanted to do a few updates this week before we started recording, but I'm recording on Saturday morning before the pre-release. And unfortunately, a lot of the Ravnica cards are a little bit hard to find on MTGO. So you can definitely find a few commander cards here and there. But as far as some of the nitty-gritty cards, I always typically wait till about Monday or Tuesday, and they have a full stock of cards. So that's something that I always basically kind of like to wait until Monday. So basically after this next Friday, you should start seeing a few more cards. Our deck's being updated with new cards. In fact, if there's a new card from the new Ravnica set that you think would go good in one of my commander decks, let me know. I try to go through and update them all, but I miss a few cards here and there. In fact, I might end up doing a video where people can just post comments in there, because man, you get to the point where you've got I think about 80 commander decks. It's hard to keep them updated in a timely fashion. All right, so we draw into Frantic Search, which is really what we want to see. So we can get down Tundra, Plains, Irrigated Farmland. We go Worn Power Stone. Let's go Frantic Search. It's going to be 1, 2. And then we can untap our lands to get a little bit of extra action, too. So that's going to be pretty good. So we're going to draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. We like, ooh, there we go, Double Island. Now, do we want to hold on to Double Island? Let's get rid of Island, and we'll get rid of Delay. Yeah, I like that. And we'll untap 3 lands. Let's get down Island. Let's go for Mana Crypt. Yeah, I'm thinking, so we can get down Aetherling if we wanted to. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that'll still give us just enough mana. And they're looking at Dimir Signet. I mean, we could try to go for Snapcaster Muldrotha. Yeah, I kind of like going for that. I want to close the game out with Aetherling. This is such a fun card. Now, the only downside is it does cuts us off Snapcaster, Path to Exile, but I think we're okay at this point. We swing it for 4, puts him down to 16, and the next turn we can tap out for a pretty good chunk of mana, with a really nice Aetherling. So let's go and push him for 4 with the Angel token. Let's go put them down to 14, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, one thing that we can do, because let's say if we tap out for a full Aetherling, that's going to be a 9... Vampiric Tutor? Yeah, that's fine. That's going to be a 9-1. Excuse me, it's going to be an 8-1. And that's going to be 12. So we could flash in Snapcaster to do a little bit of extra damage, but I'm not super wild about losing the Snapcaster Path to Exile out of play. So, but yeah, back to the new cards. So, and while we're talking about blue, white, I am building Lavinia. I'm building kind of like a Voltron control package. So I'm excited about that. It's kind of like... feels a little bit like Temet, where you've got a ton of artifacts in there, which is just really cool. And then you still kind of have the core concept of kind of blue-white control. Now, we're not running the exact same control build as this Azor deck because, this deck is set up to get down a ton of mana and then cash in something like Pull from Tomorrow, cash in the Azor the Lawbringer, draw some cards. Okay, so our opponent's going to get down Playcrafter. And I think... yeah, they've got 1 card in the hand. Now, here's the downside. What they can do with Playcrafter, so we can flash in Snapcaster, we sacrifice it, then they recast it. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. Well, that's going to cut us off Aetherling mana, which I don't want to do that. So let's go for that. So let's just get rid of the Angel token. Yeah. That's going to be a downside. If they recast it, we'll just blink Aetherling, and that still keeps us on Snapcaster, and we can still kind of rebound with Detention Sphere, so we'll go for that. That kind of forces them to almost recast Playcrafter out of the graveyard again to try to get rid of Aetherling, and they'll say they do have some spot removal with that last card in their hands. We can bounce Aetherling, it's going to come back, and then either way, we're good to go. But that's what makes Aetherling so much fun, is and actually in the earlier video, if I posted it before this, let's go and bounce Aetherling. I opened Aetherling at my first pre-release, and it was kind of one of those, like, I didn't understand the card, but I was like, man, this is really cool. I don't get this, but I want to play with it. And so somebody taught me how to play with it, and I've been in love with it ever since. We do have to discard a card, so I guess at this point, if we're going Aetherling, we'll get rid of Mystic Confluence. And you can see how good Playcrafter is. This is the new and improved Fleshbag Marauder. Even though we blinked Aetherling, they're still going to be able to get some sort of value from that Playcrafter by making us discard a card. So they're going to be able to swing in for 11, and that's going to be 2. It's going to put it at 13. So yeah, that's fine. It's going to put us down to 8. And we can do some pretty good cleanup next turn. Oh, come on, get out. Sorry, my cat was in my lap, and she's trying to get up. All right, so it's going to bring Aetherling back onto the battlefield. And so that's going to be a swinging in for 4. We're going to take 2, hopefully we don't take 3 damage. Just choose tails on this one. One the flip, we are not taking damage off Mana Crypt. And then we draw into Creepy Counter Spell. Okay, so let's push in with Aetherling. So if we want to use the most of our mana, that's going to be Worn Power Stone, Detention Sphere on Muldrotha. Yeah, because what we want to do is we want to make it to where it's going to be hard for them to do anything with Muldrotha. So we go to Detention Sphere, and that's going to go Snapcaster, Path on another creature, because we kind of want to get rid of a Wayward Swordtooth. If they just have Ravenous Chupacabra on the battlefield, that's fine. Yeah, let's go for that. So we're going to go for Detention Sphere. And we can use that extra floating mana to do some damage to our opponent. So we're going to go for Detention Sphere. We just want to make it to where they just don't have that good of an attack step. So let's go for Wayward Swordtooth. Yeah, because Path, either way, it's going to be Path. Yeah, we kind of want to exile Wayward Swordtooth. So we're going to go for Muldrotha, because that's going to send Muldrotha back to the command zone. We go for Snapcaster on Yes, we definitely want to use that ability. We're going to go for Snapcaster. Use that last colorless mana on Path to Exile. And that way we can exile Wayward Swordtooth. I'm not worried about a 5/5 body. Let's say that we had some sort of destroy spell. And it's still going to give us 2 mana to activate with Aetherling. Okay. Because either way, we're not going to have enough damage to close it out with Aetherling. So it's going to be 1, 2. It's going to get +1, -1. +1, -1. And sorry, my cat wants me to open the window. So if you hear the blinds being shaken right now, that is it. All right, it's going to just being a bad cat right now. It's going to swing in for 6. It's going to knock them down to 6. And then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. So it's going to put them on tapping out from Muldrotha. They only got 1 card left in their hand. They get Ravenous Chupacabra. They can swing in for 2. We got an unblockable Aetherling. We should be in a pretty good position to close this out. We'll see what's going on. Actually, I'm going to go open the blinds for my cat real quick. Okay, so our opponent's tapping. Ooh, Avenger of Zendikar. But even then, they get a bunch of plant tokens. I think we've got it with Aetherling. Oh, yeah. I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, they've got 1 mana left, so maybe they got some sort of spot removal. But if we swing in with Aetherling unblockable, I think this will be the first time that I've ever closed a game out with Aetherling on the channel, which is really cool. I've never been able to do that. I've always liked that. All right, so no swing in from Ravenous Chupacabra. Even then, we still got Counterspell backup too, so let's go and choose Tails on this one. Lost the flip. That's going to put us down to 5. And we draw into City of Brass. We'll go and get that down just in case we need that extra mana. But let's go and make Aetherling unblockable with 1 blue mana. And then let's go and push it in with Aetherling. Heck yeah. This is nice. Yeah, out of all the games I've recorded, this is the first time that I'm getting an Aetherling win. So I am definitely a happy camper. That is pretty nice. So let's go and swing in with Aetherling. And then we're going to go for the activated abilities before I forget, because that would not be good. Gets +1, -1. And that's one of the fun things about Aetherling. You can just make it this unblockable, like, 8/1 creature. It's going to make it a 6/3, and that should be exactly lethal if they've got some sort of whatever. Ah, there we go. Knock our opponent down to 0. So good game to our opponent. You can see that we were able to close the game out, not really getting down Azor and just simply just reeling some really nice value. We got down and Treat the Angels. We put some pressure on our opponent, made them chew up some of their resources. And even though we kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start, we were able to close it out with Aetherling. So we were able to finally get the Aetherling win. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.